So something slightly different this week. I know we didn't do a things to come video for last week because we were super busy making videos for the throwdown. So this week we'll do a video for you, slightly different. Instead of just going through what to expect this week, me and Adam are going to break down the throwdown that just happened. We thought it was a really cool event. We had a great time doing it, so we would just literally just sit here and discuss our thoughts. And we haven't done a debrief of the event properly, so we figured we'll just video it so we can share our thoughts with you, and then we'd love for you guys to tell us what you thought of it as well. We had a great time. Everyone said it was awesome, so we'd love if people have any feedback about this was cool, this workout was shit, it was sucked that no girls made it into the final, like give us feedback because that'll only help better the experience for next time. But yeah, so we'll just give you our thoughts on it. So, Adam, see, what was your favourite part? What was your favourite part of the whole? I keep calling it a weekend. It was only half a day. But what was your favourite part of the event?
It's hard to have just one good thing because there was no bad experiences. Everything from start to finish went well, went exactly how I hoped it would go. Didn't have any mistakes. Everyone did everything right, and there was nothing like horrific, like, oh my god, this happened, how do we fix this kind of stuff. It was just like went smoothly throughout, and it was just good to see everyone trying to enjoy themselves. That was the best part.
Yeah.
Everyone looked like they're having fun.
Yeah. I'm gutted that Dave didn't fall over. It's usually mandatory that it's not a CrossFit competition until Dave stacks it. So Dave didn't fall over. That was one thing.
I got that on video.
Over what?
Over barbell. When he landed, he fell over. I got that on video. So.
No, I think what have you got on video? That's good. I think so. Get this. He was trying to time his jumps with Nico, and then Nico jumped, and Dave jumped too early, or Nico jumped too late. So he tried to like pull his feet up really close and delay the landing to synchronize the jump. I was judging him. I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And he was video. Okay, cool. Okay, good. So. Couple of things I thought really awesome is the amount of people that were doing their first CrossFit competition. That's always cool to see people doing their first CrossFit competition. I didn't think would have that many people doing their first competition. Last year, I know there was heaps of people doing their first competition because we were quite new, so a lot of our members were new and people have never done CrossFit, so it was a lot of people's first throwdown. I wasn't expecting as many this year, but there was heaps of people that have never done anything like this, so that was really cool to see. Katie getting her first toaster bar. Awesome. The toaster bar was awesome, but what was more awesome was her face when she got down. It was absolutely hilarious. Jason, Harry, they all got their first toaster bar. There's a bunch of people that did their first toaster bar. Shreem Smash toaster bar, Ellie. So that was really cool. And I think just seeing like people push themselves so much harder. Like no people who can't do toaster bar don't try as hard to do toaster bar just because it's a workout. Like they wouldn't push themselves that hard in class.
Knee raises or something.
Yeah, I'll just scale this because I can, but you put them in that environment, it just pushes you a little bit harder to try something new or push yourself a little bit harder, and you obviously get better results, and now you know I can do toaster bar, so now you're more like try toaster bar, and you might not have found that out had you not done that competition.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what's really cool.
I saw Yelena doing really good toaster bar in the competition. Then yesterday in CrossFit she was doing knee raises. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yelena.
And then she did them after, and then it looked really good as she did in the competition. So.
And how bad did everybody look after event one, especially the guys in the first two heats? Holy shit, it was hilarious. Like, so if a couple people said this, I spoke about this with Dan and said, if we put this on the board, this is the workout for the day. Like that event one, the run 400, row 500, 35 cal bike, then whatever it was, what was it, 200, 350, 25 cal bike in pairs. If we said to you, this is the workout for the day, a lot of people would be like, is that all we're doing today or whatever? But how hard you guys went just because it was a competition, there was like carnage. Luke's on the floor for like 30 minutes afterwards.
Paul didn't recover the whole day.
But Luke literally, he died after his heat, stayed there behind, like laid in a sandbag for the whole next heat, and the following heat rolled onto the grass because we told him to move. So yeah, it was amazing to see how hard people go just as a competition. Like you guys wouldn't push yourself that hard in class, but then you'd also not expect people to. It's that bring on game day. What else I found amazing was how, so me and Adam tested all the workouts, and Adam's obviously a very strong rower, and he's good on the bike. I'm not bad on the bike, and I thought, yeah, this is definitely our workout. It's Adam's jam, and we actually came fourth on that workout. I mean, our strategy was pretty shit. We tried something stupid. We made Adam. I ran, then made Adam row 500, and then do the 35 cal bike. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Clearly, it wasn't. Adam got 5 calories in and went, "This is fucking terrible." And we still came fourth, which was, like, you'd never expect me and Adam to come fourth on that. So the fact that 4 teams beat us is super impressive. That was really cool.
To be honest, I thought people would hit the time gap on that workout.
Yeah, no one was close. I think 9 minutes something, so 3 minutes under the time cap. So that was amazing to see. What else for the first workout? Would you change the first workout? Did you think there was enough strategy and teamwork involved in laying out the order? Because there was a couple of different strategies. I like Anton and Ellie's strategy. You run, you row, I'll do the bike. So I guess Anton's. Ellie obviously doesn't run because of his knee, but then
it's not just that he can run. He's just a super powerful guy that can push the bike, right?
So they just said the bike. What else? Different strategies with I think the most logical one was just alternate in between. Yeah. So if you run, then they row, bike, run. Like, I think that was the best way to do it.
No matter what strategy you had, it was always gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Like pushing yourself that hard. So.
But I think it was faster ways of doing it. Doing back-to-back stations, and that was a terrible idea. Anybody who did that.
But even seeing people would do it in there, like Shireen's hitting her splits on the road, was like she was hitting some really fast times. She's not the biggest of people, and she was going super fast. And seeing other people push the bike and fast runs, I didn't expect Paul to finish first on a 400-meter run.
No.
And he coming back in there.
Especially like in the heat, it was super fast dude in that. He didn't care about anything else as long as he beat Cookie on the run. It was amazing. And then Pav as well, like he destroyed himself on that. It was funny because I remember him being fucked from the bike intervals the week before in CrossFit and dying on it. So I thought I thought he'd be traumatized by that. And then obviously it's paying off. His training's paying off because he held a really hard pace on that, and that one those guys did really well. Do you think it was a disadvantage being a girl team in that event? Do you think the divide was even?
Originally, no, but then we've seen them finish a minute behind the guys, maybe a little bit. But I don't get where.
If anything, I'd say the bike. I think the row splits are pretty even. Like, I think if you go 500, 450, 350, 300, that's even enough. Maybe the bike. And it's the same. It's 70% for the girls, for the guys. You couldn't do it any more even than that. But I do think that just the caliber or the weight of the guys in the earlier heats just set such a high standard that girls are just too light to be able to hit that power. So maybe it wasn't quite fair. So next year, when you partner up, don't be a girl. All right, so that was event 1. What about event 2? Who won that event? Do you remember?
The first one?
Yeah.
Cookie and Kevin.
Close.
They were just behind
Cookies and Cream.
Nico.
And then event, because they overtook him on the bike last one, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Event 2, Strongman 1. That was also a very close one. I think everyone was in like 2 to 3.5 minutes on that one. I don't think anyone time capped on that. No. What was interesting to see is obviously there's not much teamwork. It's just deciding who goes first and how well you can transition. The turning of the sled, that was kind of like not a deal breaker, but you could fuck up and lose like 10 seconds over that, and it was a 20-second part, right? So it caught a few people off. I think we tried to be pretty strict with the rules, which caught a couple people out. Like having the sled behind the cone, that made people think. And just like starting the event, how do you have to start the event? Where was the finish line? Stuff like that. I think it caught a lot of people out. But for the most part, it was pretty simple, easy to execute, easy to do. Everyone was able to do that workout because it was super low skill, and no one was really restricted by, I can't do this movement or I can't do that movement. I don't think that was a factor there for anybody. So yeah, I thought that was a cool event. I like the format for that one where it's 2 at a time go, because there's so many people watching. So there's only 4 people exercising, there's 40 people competing. That you've got 36 people, and even though they're competing against each other, everyone's supporting each other, everyone's cheering. So the 4 people that were out there were getting cheered for. Yeah. Obviously, we did a similar event to that last year, and that ran really well too. But I just like that format of small heats, a lot of spectator, fast heats. So that was like a 2 or 3 minute workout, and the first workout was a 7 to 8 minute workout for most people. What do you think? What do you like about that one?
I like that it was short, but it hurt everybody. Coming off of that first event where everyone was dying from the bike or the roll, the run, their legs just blew up.
By the time they got to the sled push,
yeah.
it was like the most miserable 150 meters of anything.
Yeah.
We did it and we had like a 10-minute break, if that, by the time starting it. And even on the sled drags, my legs were shot after that. By the time we got to the sled push, I was a mess. But yeah, that was a fun one. But again, everyone can drag sleds, everyone can carry sandbags, everyone can push sleds. So it's all about how hard you want to push,
how fast you can go.
Exactly. Okay, event 3. This was like, it was quite even. I think the scoring, the top scores are very similar.
Yeah,
like I think between the top 3 there was 5 reps difference between the top 3. So I think it was, the limit was, there wasn't much of a differentiator. Like if you had 10 toast bar between your team, there wasn't much that was stopping you. The girls won that one. Fed and Martha won that one.
Did they?
I think both being very cardio fit, obviously, and both very strong, but having a very similar size, that was a bit of an advantage because they stayed low on the burpees. They've got the same length, so they were pacing off at the same pace, less distance to travel, but also, like for example, someone really tall and someone really small. Someone really tall takes longer to go down to the burpee, where this person has to slow down a little bit, or this person has to go a little bit faster. Where they were super evenly matched, and again, even things like they both have toaster bar, that weight wasn't a problem for them, so they were able to excel on that workout.
Not even that. Even they're small and they did good, but I think everyone did good.
Everyone did great.
What size,
we didn't do great on that one.
We didn't. No.
I said to Adam when we did it 8 minutes, but I said we'll just get 2, as in like joking, like don't worry about it, we won't go hard. We'll just get at least 2. But obviously when the workout starts, you're never going to just do 2. So we finished the second round, and Em was just like, cool, 5.5 minutes in, and I went back out for the third round. I was like, what the fuck?
I thought we were done.
And then we got 1 burpee short of 3 whole rounds, whereas I think the winning team got 3 full plus 10 plus 15.
Wow.
Because the girls got that, so they smashed that again.
We
didn't do very well in hindsight. Yeah, and then all the people that got their first toaster bar as well. So a lot of people went into that going, oh, like you can't scale it, there's no scaled. I think it was one of the sets of girls that decided that rather than being restricted by having to fight the toaster bars, they just wanted a good workout in, so got through a couple of rounds. But I was really impressed that a lot of people didn't take that option. We didn't really give you the option, but you didn't take that option to, yeah, I'm just going to do the workout for fun. And even though it's all about fun, I guarantee you're a lot more satisfied with yourself for attempting to getting your first toaster bar and still getting a good workout in. So well done everyone for that. The decision to go no scaled workouts. So for a lot of people, maybe the 75 and the 55 pound weight was very light, but we did that so
everyone can do it.
Everyone can get involved. We didn't have to have a scaled and an RX. We just wanted 1 set of workouts that everyone could do. So we made it manageable. Fast and strong guys went faster. Everyone was still able to do, and even if that weight was heavy for you, you could still do a couple, then tag your partner in, so everyone still got a lot of work done. And I think scores were super similar across the board, so
sure, yeah.
It did what we wanted it to do.
There was good races throughout, like teams neck and neck, going next to each other, like rep for rep.
Very cool.
I like that. There was not a lot, but there was quite a few rules, like hand tags and going over the bars and at time, and there wasn't. I saw not many slip-ups.
Yeah, good teamwork.
Got the hang of it quite fast.
Good communication, yeah. And I think that's one thing that we don't do a lot of. Like, we do some partner workouts a lot on the weekends and stuff, and the performance guys have started implementing it to prepare them for competitions and stuff, but it's not something, like those parameters to be like, oh, you have to tag on the turf and go over the bar and stuff like that makes it a little bit more interesting.
I thought that would have got some people out and punishment stuff there, but I didn't think anything. It's good to see.
So that was the 3 that everybody did, and then moving into the final, that was dramatic in a good way, like as in it was super close. What about the cleans, the first part?
Some big lifts. I mean, Nico with nearly a broken back can lift some weights, so it's good to see. Kevin lifting, I think it was 205, it's good to see. It's a big weight for him.
Did you realise how close that was, the scoring for that? So Luke and Chris won that event, 505 total. Then Cookie and Kevin was second, 290.
490.
Sorry, 490.
Yeah.
And then, what did I say? 290? 490. And then in third place was 485, so £5 less. So it was like £20 Ben and Eamon, like £20 difference between the top 3. which you kind of expect because they're all of a similar level, but at the same time it was super close. Like I didn't see that coming at all. And no disrespect, boys, but well done, Ben and Ishti getting to the final. That like obviously Ben's only 17, but has come a very long way and put a lot of work in over the last couple of years, almost 2 years now. Has done amazingly. Ishti's been consistent as hell. Ishti's been like our longest member, I think, with a lot of other people. But to see those boys get to the final against not boys who are fitter or stronger, but even just as a weight, if you compared the weight of the guys and the total experience compared to these guys, you wouldn't expect them to be able to do that, and then to come as close as they did on the lifting. So that was awesome. So it was 6 minutes to do a 1 rep max clean between the two of them. Did you notice anything about strategies for that, or?
Not really. I noticed they were lifting some heavy weights and not long to warm up.
Yeah.
They only hit a few, I think it was like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
After 3 workouts, then coming in 15 minutes to warm up for a 1 rep max clean and hitting some big numbers. That was good to see.
And did you see any, like, I know Ben and Eamon did it kind of like, Ben tapped out with like 2.5 minutes spare because they were super quick. People rushed it. They were like, they took 2 lifts each. I was like, you're only 2.5 minutes in, so they slowed right down.
Yeah. People thought 6 minutes wasn't a long time.
Yeah.
But it's a very long time.
Yeah,
it's only 2 lifts.
If you've got 2 of you to lift, then you're gonna have 2 or 3 attempts. There's plenty of time. You don't have to rush that. And then so Ben and Eamon, I saw they took, and I only saw those because I was judging those guys. Wrapped up like 2 minutes before. Then Eamon had 1 lift, and they just stood there waiting, so they were able to go set up for the bike. Whereas I know when we did it, we paced it a lot better. And then it was like your last lift. We only had 40 seconds. Like, should I have another go? And I was just like, no, that's fine. We'll just get ready for the bike. Whereas we probably could have had more rest for the bike.
I think the only one that was going to lift at the end was Kevin with about 30 seconds to go.
Okay.
So I think everyone was kind of the same boat.
Still pretty close, but some strategy there.
Yeah.
And then the workout was like we did last year, an eliminator. So at 6 minutes, they moved into a chipper style workout where it was 5 people started, 4 people advanced, then 3 until we got 2 people doing the most technical movement of the weekend. So 80 count on the bike between 2. What strategies do you see going into that?
I saw short 10s, run over a little bit. I think I heard some people doing 8s. So
I think Eamon was doing 3s.
Yeah, but that was the best way. If you go like 20, 30, then that's a long 8 more minutes to work.
And then it was super close. I was speaking to Chris last night, who just beat Ben and Ishti off of their bike.
Literally like a second or so like that.
1 calorie different, and he said that at one point Ben and Ishti were 10 calories up on them.
Oh wow!
And Chris was like, "I'm not letting Ben beat me." So they got on and just gave it hell. And then when Chris got onto the bike the last time, he looked over, and the last he saw, he shouldn't be looking at their screen, but he saw 71. Then by the time he got onto his bike a couple of seconds later, his bike was on 73.
Okay.
So it was close. And then he got and had to sprint, and then the judge just had theirs went 3 up, and then their judge went 2, and then their guy put his hand down, and Ben and Ishti had 1 left. And then they rushed forward, Ishti's team, because Ishti thought they'd done, but they'd actually been beaten by these guys. So there was a delayed start, which as they were going to the box step overs, they literally only just missed out by getting to the sandbag one by 1 step, because Ben and Eamon got there first. With the delay that they had in starting, and I knew Chris was listening to me, I was counting, I was like 26, 27, and Chris started going really fast, and he almost caught Ben and Eamon up because he started rushing. Had he not had that delayed start, then they would have moved on to the sandbag and taken 3rd place on that workout. By this point, these guys are doing step overs, and Ben and Cookie are already tackling their sandbags. Then what happened? Ben and Eamon finished, casually moving to their sandbag, kind of knowing that they weren't going to catch those guys. They had like a 15 rep head start. Who are you judging in that one?
I had Cookie and Kevin.
Cookie, okay, yeah, that's right. And then those guys went head to head. I think Dave and Nico.
Close, yeah.
Did they get to the rings first?
No, Dave and Nico finished first.
Yeah.
But they rested.
Right.
They took some time and chilled. But then Kevin did like 20 or 10 sandbags, got sandbag over the shoulders to finish. And then Cookie was resting while I did that.
Nice.
Then as soon as Kevin finished, Cookie jumped straight up and started banging them out.
So then I heard people saying if Nico got 1 muscle up, they would have beat them. But then Dave only managed to get 8 of the muscle ups in, but Cookie had done 15, so that wouldn't be the case at all. Cookie got 15.
Dave got 8.
Yeah, Dave, what you did, loser. So it's the team that had the most muscle ups would have won. So assuming the boys managed to get 19 of the 20 muscle ups. Kevin and Nico both had to do one, but it would have been their first one. And Nico came closest
twice. Yeah,
I've got an amazing picture which I'll save for another day of Nico dying trying to get over the rings, putting his heart and soul into. That's my favourite picture from the ones Jeremy took. But
I think trying to get a muscle up, your first muscle up after doing
4 workouts at the end of the final workout,
exactly.
it would
have been.
So Nico,
insane.
come and see us, and we'll get you that first muscle up because you've definitely got one in you, brother. But just not at the
Kevin,
end.
keep working it because you're close.
Yeah, Nico was closer. But yeah, the only way that one of those boys getting one making a difference would have been either they were both on 19 and one of the guys got it to finish the workout, but they only had a couple minutes by that stage. Again, we didn't finish that one. We at least beat those. We had one left. One left on that one. Adam was stringing. Yeah, we won, and we won the cleans as well. But yeah, so that was amazing to watch those guys going at it that hard at the end of a workout and literally like putting everything they could into the workout, watching how passionate Nico was about not getting one and just having that hunger to get one, even though it was the end of the week, the end of the event for him. Yeah. That would have been amazing had he got that. But yeah, so amazing event. Thank you so much. I obviously had an amazing time. You've probably seen me posting all over social media how proud I am, how happy I was with the event, blah blah blah. But genuinely, we had an amazing time. I know me and Adam planned the workouts and obviously tested them and stuff, and we keep talking about it. But it was just so much fun I would have much rather be competing because that looked really fun as well. But even just to be watching you guys from whilst we were judging and being involved from that, I had such a great time. Just watching everyone enjoy themselves and watching the community just thrive. And we've got a very strong community. We're very proud of our community. I'm very proud of what we as a group, including you guys, have created. And it's just amazing to see that come together. People doing their first ever toaster bar versus people cleaning 285 pounds. It's just an awesome experience. So thank you all very much for being involved. And thank you very much for the B3 team for everyone's contribution towards making a very cool event. So this year was another success.
Yeah, better than last year, I got to say. I think so. Yeah.
We improved on that. I think.
Not just the competition, people in general. I know it's a year on, and people hopefully have got fitter in the last year, but it was easy to see that.
Two things. Sarab did his first competition last year after a couple months of training versus this year. If you don't know who Sarab is, go find out because he's the man. And then Shireen as well. Last year, she did the scaled strongman workout, but we had to take the sleds off for Shireen. Said she did an empty sled and really struggled to do an empty sled. This year she did not struggle at all with 2 plates in it, so it's over 100% heavier than what it was, and she fucking flew through it. It was amazing. I was so proud to watch her do that. Again, another amazing experience. Who else has made a massive improvement? Everyone has.
Yeah.
Okay, so this year was a success. Last year was a success. This year was more successful. How are we going to make next year more successful? How do we improve this? How do we one-up this? 2 things. How do we make it more successful? And B, what do you think to do it more than once a year? Ultimately, we have a great time doing it. Yeah. Didn't take up too much of our effort to put this on. It's kind of something that's manageable for us from a logistics point of view. Would we do this twice a year?
I think we could.
Maybe do. So keep it this time of year. We did it October last year. Do an October one, then maybe a March.
But then we have to try.
Try? Okay. That's also a good one.
Yeah.
True,
People
good point.
like that, so.
Well, I definitely think the scope, we can find the right time.
Yeah.
So we keep the try on, and then we do a spring and winter, or I don't know what's spring, when's spring? I don't know.
There's a few different options. You have a bigger team one with individual or something. You can always mix it around and see when.
You said something about doing a male division and a female division. Same workout, same whatever, just scoring them on different scoreboards. So the girls are versus the girls and the guys are versus the guys. And then top three going to the final, maybe. So, a couple people brought up to me, and Yusuf brought it up as well, saying that no females made it into the final, and that it was unfair for the scoring. The weight of the scoring was different for guys to girls. I don't think it was that.
No, if that was all the workouts in the class, they'd be exactly the same.
Yeah, I think it was scaled appropriately for females and males. What I think is just, there's more guys to choose from, and a lot of the stronger guys found other strong guys. So Adam Bruce, who's super cardio fit, real strong athlete, went with Paul's super strong on the bike, and those guys just
worked well.
Yeah, there's more guys to choose from. Anton and Ellie, Chris and Luke, Cookie and Kevin, Nico and Dave, they're all like powerhouse guys. If you talk about who are the fittest guys in the gym, those are probably like 10 of the top guys that just like ended up pairing together. Versus with the ladies, there's less of them to choose from, and I don't think there was as much intent to be like, oh, I'm gonna go with the strongest girls and da-da-da, and the girls kind of a bit more social, a bit more fun maybe, but there wasn't many teams where it's just like, that's a powerhouse team. Yeah. There's less girls to choose from, so it's not like the girls are weaker, it's not like the girls aren't stacked up as well as the guys, but I just don't think the pairings of the teams were as competitive as the guys' teams there. So I don't think like the women's teams were like seen off in terms of scoring.
And I think even though it's a competition and people want to win, the main thing, well for me anyway, was having fun and being like to the community and throwing down together and getting your first toaster bar or sprinting a 35 cal bike or something like that, and just having fun with everybody else instead of just doing one class a day or one weekend classes. Just do 4 workouts with the community, have some fun, interact and that kind of stuff.
For sure.
Again, obviously winning's important and it's fun and it's good to win, but as long as you're having fun.
And and if you haven't seen them already, if you're still watching this, because I know it's a very long video now and you've probably got to go teach class soon, the Jeremy, who's the guy running around with the camera, took some amazing photos. There's a photo album up on the Facebook page and there's some incredible photos in there, so go in there, find photos of yourself or find photos of your mates, send them home to mum, tag yourself in them, download them, share them on your own social media, give us a shout out, would appreciate it. And then I don't know how, because you were judging all weekend, but you managed to get some amazing photos yourself and videos. So there's a video we just posted on our social media, on basically social media.
Sure, the video just gone out on Instagram and it's going to be a long one with, I think everybody should be part in the video, so it's a bit longer, but
that'll go up on the YouTube page. We have a YouTube page, by the way. But yeah, so that's awesome. Go and check out that video. It's a really cool video. Most of you are in that video, and you'll be in the long one as well. But yeah, well done, amazing. Thank you so much for being involved. Thank you for testing the workouts. I know you haven't been doing much CrossFit lately, so it was a bit out of your depth at the moment. But yeah, amazing work. Thank you to the B3TD team. One more thing. How cool was the scoring? That Waterfire Arena shit was awesome. So
is it easy?
Yeah, so easy, very easy from our from the running point of view, but for a leaderboard for these guys, well, I don't know how many people were actually watching because it was such a short period of time that span over, but every event there was a live leaderboard being updated, so you could check who it was, and that was super interesting. I kept checking between workouts to see where everybody was, so that was super interesting as well. So that's obviously another reason for us to, it makes it a bit easier for us. The year before was super hectic, it was chaotic as fuck. I left it real last minute and had a Google sheet, didn't work too well. Everything was legitimate, but it took way too long, it was way too difficult. So Waterfire Arena was amazing. So Waterfire was good for something for once.
Nice.
Anything else? Closing thoughts?
I'd like to do it again, more than once a year. I think that could be good, so everyone had fun. But again, I like the try, that's a fun event. So we need to figure out a time when would be good for you. And
there you go, you heard it here. We're pushing for 2 throwdowns next year. Would that be a biannual, or is that every 2 years? Is biannual every 2 years?
No.
Twice annually?
I think biannually. That makes sense, right?
Awesome. Sorry for the long video.
Probably nobody watching right now.
Yeah, anybody that's still watching, this is our first vlog series. We're starting the vlog. Things to come this week, some training, CrossFit,
hopefully,
some conditioning, some build. What's happening in CrossFit this week?
1 rep max, clean and jerk on Thursday.
Because
we're going to do some lifting soon.
We're into a bit more weightlifting bias.
Gymnastics is coming to an end. Olympic lifting is going to, not to an end, but we're going to slow it down. Build up on the Olympic lifting.
Sweet.
In 2 weeks.
Sweet. And Lama's in the gym as well. So Lama's joined us, started coaching class this week. Make sure you say hi to her when you're in the gym. She coaches right now. She's coaching right now. And then tomorrow is Dan's last day as well. Dan's moving on. So make sure you're in the evening tomorrow night. Dan's doing CrossFit classes tomorrow evening, so come down and do one of Dan's last classes with us. Thanks team, we kept it under 30 minutes.
See you later.